And we are live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the deck. It's a very new and special format we're doing today. So as you can see up there, it says Let's Play. It's not your traditional dev stream that we do with our devs usually. So yeah, we're going to explain exactly what's going to happen today. But I just wanted to say thank you everybody for joining in. I have a very special guest with me today, which you have probably not met before. So let me introduce you with Asia. Asia, how are you doing?
Good. A little bit nervous, but
First
we'll
stream.
do well.
First stream for Asia. So Asia is joining me as a community developer, as you can see. I will let her explain a little bit more about her role and what she does and who she is. So go ahead, Asia.
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone, my name is Asia. I've joined the Skull and Bones, I think, around 5 months ago as a new com dev. All this time I've been mostly like behind the scenes, behind our streams, behind the dev diaries, me and the community managers. It's the first time me coming out here on the stream. Really nice meeting you finally. And with this new category of the Let's Play streams, what we want to do is just chill, hang out. For example, the deck streams, we set it for a bigger announcement, bigger talks. We invite devs to ask questions. This one is just going to be for us to chill with the community. And maybe for the future ones, we might invite some of the devs to talk about, for example, how we make ships, how we work on concept art. So it's more casual, more chill, just have a nice hangout time with you guys.
Yes. So as I was saying at the beginning, this is the first of a potentially, hopefully, long series of Let's Play streams that we want to do in the future, more focused on the community. So just to add on top of what Asia said, the good news is that with Asia coming in now, it will free up a lot of time on my end to really spend more time on reading feedback and understanding what the players want and work with developers on improving the game. But it will also allow us to do more regular dev streams and more communication about what's going on behind the scenes. So you've probably seen last week we published one of our first dev diaries on the website. In the last couple of months, there's been a lot of focus as well on social media, on telling you what's coming in future seasons, telling you what the developers are working on. So that's really the idea of what we're doing today as well, giving you as much visibility as possible on what's going on behind the scenes, what the devs are working on. And for that, I'm very happy that Asia is coming, because hopefully you will see that there's going to be a lot more communication moving forward. And hopefully it will help you understand a little bit what the team is working on, and what are the key feedback from the community that we have heard and that we are trying to address.
Yeah, definitely. And once again, as anything in Skull and Bones, I think this will be also improved and changed based on your feedback and how you react with it. So if there's anything you would like to see in the future, let us know in the comments and we'll try our best to make it happen.
Yes, and just because I see a comment on the chat, for those who are wondering what's going on with the beard, this is me trying to convince the monetization team to add more beards in the game. So I know some people asked for more beards in the past. Hopefully this time it's going to happen. Anyways, joke aside, we also want to talk a bit about what's been happening in the last couple of weeks, couple of months in the game. There's been a lot of discussions from all of you on Reddit, on Discord, about things that are happening in the game. So we wanted to go back to it and acknowledge a few things that have happened that hopefully we've been able to address, but that we also work on to improve in the future. So the first one is our most recent limited time event called Dark Tide Lullaby. So we know a lot of things went kind of wrong with that event. You know, we had a lot of issues on the event, the way it was presented the game, but also the way it works in the game itself. So the feedback has been heard by all of us, and we shared it with the developers. We've been talking about it. Hopefully most of the issues have been fixed by now, but we're also aware that some of you basically were stuck in the progression from the limited time event premium pass, right? So as a form of compensation for all of you, not just no matter how far basically you've gone through the pass, you will be, as of today, with today's maintenance actually, you will be basically given all the rewards from the limited time event premium pass. So it doesn't matter if you have managed to complete part of it or all of it, if you were stuck or if you were not stuck, no matter what, basically everybody will get everything from that event as a compensation for the issues we've had with that event. So look forward to today's maintenance, and when you log in this afternoon, you should be able to see that you received all the rewards. Hopefully that that fixes the issue of some of you. I think were quite upset about the fact that you couldn't progress as fast as you could, and potentially could not unlock everything you wanted. The other big thing that we've had in the game in the recent weeks was an issue with helm production in the game, right? So many of you reported that once you log off the game, basically you were not getting the products that your manufacturers were producing when you were offline. So here again, we believe we fixed the issue. If that's not the case, let us know. It should be fixed in the game. But we also feel like we owe you a bit of compensation because that issue took us a couple of weeks to fix properly. So that's not going to happen right away because here again we try to really understand what was the concern from the community side. We read your feedback and there was some really good suggestions from the community about how we could potentially compensate for those couple of weeks where you could not basically obtain your materials. So what we're doing is at the launch of season 3 there will be a manufactory production boost happening for 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks, basically, you will be spending the same amount of pieces of weight to produce materials, but the materials you produce will be doubled, which hopefully basically will compensate for everything you've lost or did not obtain while that bug was still present. So we'll confirm the exact dates later on through communication, but you can look forward at the launch of season 3 for an increased production boost on all your manufactories. Hopefully that compensates for all these issues. Obviously, we are also looking back at exactly what happened on the production side to understand what went wrong in our testing process, on the fact that we want those events to be a moment where you really celebrate new activities in the game, get new rewards. So obviously when issues like that happen, it's a bit frustrating because we understand you can't enjoy these events as much as we would have liked you to. So hopefully in the future, we'll be able to avoid those situations and everything will go smoothly.
Yep, and I think we forgot to introduce Siddharth and
we
tell
did.
you that
Oh my
he
God.
has something special today.
Yes.
Hello.
So hi Siddharth. Sorry, I forgot about you.
It's okay. We're all excited for season 3.
It's like you've been here so many times now. I just assume you're always part of it.
All the furniture in the room.
So yeah, congratulations Siddharth for gaining a microphone and be allowed to speak this time. Hopefully next time we'll try to get your camera facing your face so people can actually see how you look.
How many more points do I need to unlock that?
So actually I was going to ask the chat, like if you want Siddharth to have a camera for next time facing him, let us know in the chat and we'll try to make it happen. If nobody says anything, we'll just keep it as it is. What are you playing today, Siddharth? Are you is there anything interesting you want to tell us?
I'm just going through the regular rotation and trying out. I mean, we're getting close to October, so I'm starting to reuse my teleports and mess around with them a little bit. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you think you're gonna survive the whole stream without dying this time?
This time, I survived every stream so far without.
Not every stream. The very first one was not very encouraging. But yeah, let's believe you're getting better and better every time you do it.
Okay.
Cool. So moving on, I believe you didn't have a couple information you want to share with us as well.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing that we've kind of gave you guys preview in one of the recent letters from the producer was the water spouts, right? So this is the giant swirling wind that is on the open sea. So a little update on this, that we decided to postpone it to mid-season of the season 3. So we have more time to make it better, to make it more polished. And of course, we've seen all of the discussions in the community regarding the storm and fog. That is frustrating, and of course, taking this into consideration, we decided to postpone it a little bit. And regarding to the fog, we have a little update as well. We're looking into reducing the opacity as a short-term solution for now. I think with one of the Y2S3 updates, not at the launch definitely, but maybe somewhere later in the season. And regarding the stormy weather in general, it's at the very, very early stage of the discussions, but we're investigating and looking into ways how to reduce so it's less overwhelming. So I think the main goal is to not overwhelm you guys with this, but more of add a variety to the world, so that doesn't feel frustrated, but more like a dynamic to the gameplay.
Yes. Yeah, no, so if I can just add to this, it is a feedback we've heard from the community for quite a while now. And I think recently when we announced, season 3, we're working on water spouts, I think some people were excited about it, but some of them were also like, okay, we're also kind of annoyed that the storm is kind of always present in the open seas, and then we join a world event, there's this fog, and maybe it's fun at the beginning once or twice, maybe the first 5 times it's fun, but then when it's constant, always like that, it can be a bit frustrating. So like you said, we're looking at the right balance between making this an exciting feature that you need to watch out for, but not something that you always have to deal with, and that creates frustration. So hopefully with the extra time of water spouts, we can making sure that the water spouts are a fun mechanic that you can take advantage of, but also that adds a bit of challenge and thrill to a battle occasionally.
Yep.
So yeah, what are we talking about next? Oh, it's my...
Yes. What are other feedback that we're closely monitoring from the community this month?
Yes. So, like I said at the beginning of the stream, with Asia being here, it allows us to spend a lot more time, reviewing feedback on a more regular basis and always making sure we have a priority list of all the things that the community is talking about. So to give you an idea of like the some of the key topics that we've been monitoring and that we are looking into to address progressively as we go through. The first one is obviously one that's been going on since the introduction of item ascension. We know a lot of you are excited about the possibility to ascend your items, but also a lot of you are frustrated by the amount of RNG that's involved in the feature. We are also very much understand that re-rolling a weapon 60 times to never get the roll you want can be quite frustrating. Especially when some of the weapons are limited in stock, right? You can't always get all the weapons at all times. So there's many things we are doing in Season 3, and there are many things that will be coming in the future to kind of alleviate this frustration due to RNG. So we want to make sure that, it still requires work and effort for you to get the perfect weapon and with the perfect mode that you want. But we want to make sure it's not too frustrating. So in Season 3, you'll have the possibility to lock your modification if you're happy with this one. We'll also be increasing the amount of rerolls. We know it's not a big increase, but hopefully it should help a little bit. And we are continuously looking at other modifications in the future. We'll talk about it a bit more as we get closer to releasing those features, but there are more improvements that we want to bring to item ascensions to kind of give you more options to keep your weapons or reroll your mods to get the weapon you want.
Yeah, and talking about the quality of life updates, actually, around next week, we're preparing another piece of communication to give you guys a list of all the quality of life updates coming in Season 3. And actually, I think Siddharth mentioned there is one favorite feature that's coming soon. Can you tell us more about it?
Oh yeah. So far, my favorite one has been the auto repair. Because like Alexei always tells me I'm dead, right? So at least this time he has no way to see that I actually repaired while I was off screen.
Yes. So to give a bit more context, the auto repair doesn't mean your ship is gonna repair itself automatically at sea. It's more like a nice quality of life update that you can check basically in your settings, so that when you go back in the pirate den or at an outpost, the repair will be done for you automatically. It will still cost the same amount of silver. So it's still the same, except you don't have to manually repair your ship when you go on land. So it's a tiny change, but I think it will save a bit of time and that way you won't forget to repair your ship anymore, Siddharth.
Yes.
Yeah, so these the quality of life updates list, and we've actually been teasing some of the Season 3 content on our social media, and I think one of the best performing so far was the Sloop of War previews, which did share a lot of videos on it. And I think we have a little update on this, is that we did increase number of gun ports from 4 to 5 in the top deck, based on the feedback we've got from the Insider program, the latest one in August. And to also show you guys a little preview, I think we can have a build. If we can cue the build that we've prepared to share in a bit. So this is the Sloop of War poison build. And I did put a little weapons and the furniture that's coming in Season 3, but not all, of course. And later, actually, we're going to share this on social media as more of an interactive post, but for you guys to exclusively share this only on the stream for today. So yeah, tell us what you think about the Sloop of War. And actually, I want to interact a little bit with the chat. How are we doing, guys? What's of the Season 3 content you guys are looking most forward to? Because I think the heart of the Season 3 content is Faction War at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Faction Wars, I think we talk quite a lot about it in the last 2 streams at least. I believe you're working on a dedicated dev blog with a lot of information about how Faction War works. And there'll be a bit of information as well about like the things we are looking into adding to Faction Wars in the future. So hopefully you're all excited about Faction Wars. We'll share more details about it later.
Yeah.
There's a couple of additional improvements that are being looked at or to be added in the future. So just to go back again to the list of top priority feedback that we read from the committee and that we're looking into right now. In recent weeks, we also saw some feedback about the fact that sometimes you complete a contract and your contract tracker basically defaults back to the first contract you have on the list, which in some cases is a contract that you either can't cancel, can't give up, but are not really interested in doing. So we know that can be a bit frustrating that it defaults to a contract that you have no interest in, right? So we're also looking into improvements on that to make sure that the auto-tracking feature isn't something that basically just kind of like encourages you to do a contract that maybe is not valuable for you, not valuable for your time. So yeah, we're looking into like improvements to the auto tracking feature for contract essentially. Another big topic we got since the release of Mega Fort is also like some people who join the Mega Fort and then just go straight to AFK. So we want to also make sure that Mega Fort is an activity that we want people to be really engaged with. So we are looking at ways to limit the possibility to AFK in Mega Fort battle, and we're also looking at introducing a level cap or a minimum ship rank for you to be able to join the Mega Fort. Once again, to make sure that everybody who joins the Mega Fort is active and can contribute to the battle, so that it's fun for everybody and nobody's just sitting there doing nothing and enjoying the results anyways.
Yep, I see a lot of people are actually talking about Halloween event. I've heard that back then I wasn't there, but hellports were really popular.
The weapon is very popular, yes. The
in
hellports,
chat.
yes.
Yeah.
I think they're very popular, especially because I believe they were only available through a limited period of time. So I don't think they've been back in the game since Halloween last year. Siddharth, I don't know if you know better than me.
They've not been back.
Yes. So yeah, they're very popular weapons. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are looking forward to the Halloween event to get a chance to get in them again.
Yeah, and actually talking about Halloween event, I think we have a lot of cool cosmetics for this season. If we can show some of it, if we can cure cosmetics. This is my personal favorite actually, so we decided to show you a little more of concept art that we have. So we did share some in the dev diary, and actually, we've since the start of the year, we were addressing the comment that the community wants more dark and greedier cosmetics, and we've been working in that direction. But then again, there were comments that we don't want everything to be dark and greedy. So to rest assured that we want to do more varieties, and these are the cosmetics that are coming, and I see based on the reactions people are kind of loving it.
Yes, I mean they look really cool. I love the skin for the snow actually.
Yeah, that looks really. We did a preview during the last stream. Actually, people were guessing which ship is this. Actually,
Yes.
yeah.
Actually, I think we just asked last week, was it? Like we posted a poll on the community Discord asking which ship should get a skin next.
Oh right.
And I think obviously the first response was the frigate. Everybody wants a skin for the frigate, but I think the sloop was in the top 3 as well. Not the sloop, the snow.
The snow.
So hopefully that skin will make everybody happy when it comes out in season 3.
Yeah, but I think in every stream we get questions about the frigate skin, and then
Yes.
I remember Sam talking about how time-consuming is and a lot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make it happen.
So as far as I know, we are working on a skin for the frigate, but it's going to take a bit more time for us to be able to release it. And then obviously, I'm sure that as soon as we release a skin for the frigate and as soon as the Corvette comes out in season 4, people will want a skin for the Corvette as well. So
Yeah, definitely. All right. So we did show you guys some of the cosmetics coming in season 3, a little preview of Sloop of War. There's one thing that we've mentioned in the dev diary last time, which said that the domains are coming as well, but we didn't really dive into details what it is. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
yes, so I'm going to try to explain as much as I understand it, because obviously I'm not the designer who came up with it. I believe Gabriel last time touched on it a little bit, but essentially the introduction of domains to the game comes from a feedback we've heard from the community for quite a while as well, which is that with the amount of pirate lords and sea monsters that we've implemented to the game in season 1, in year 1, plus all the time limited events that we're running occasionally, it can happen that sometimes you have 2 or 3 world events overlapping with each other, which I'm sure for some people who are looking for a difficulty challenge can be quite exciting. You have to deal with different world events at the same time. But on the other hand, if you just want to focus on one world event at a time, it can be a bit frustrating to suddenly have a flying dragon come in the battle and basically sink you, right? So the idea of domains essentially is to give players more control about how to summon those pirate lords and the sea monsters in the game. So if you look at the map, basically each region of the map will have a dedicated area per pirate lord. So for example, in a specific area, you have minions from La Peste. And by farming those minions, basically, you'll collect a flare. And that flare will then give you the possibility to summon the boss version of La Peste, essentially, right? Which means it won't spawn randomly. It won't be like spawning whenever we decide to make it spawn. It'll be up to the player to decide, yes, I want to farm with La Peste, so I'm going to farm his minions, get those flares, and then when I'm ready, I'll summon La Peste and be able to farm La Peste. So we really hope this will give players more control. It also means that if you are in a region where there's already a sea monster that's there and you still want to challenge by summoning Lapes, for example, you can still basically have two world events overlapping, but it's within your control and it's something you can decide to do if you want this challenge or not. So we hope it also helps, clean up a little bit the map so you don't have too many world events happening all over the map at the same time. And also gives you a bit more control about what to do with the pirate lords. I don't know what's happening. See that? What's going on?
I don't know.
Did somebody find you? Oh yeah. By the way, I wanted to give the chat a challenge. Even though he's using streamer mode, so you won't be able to find him through his nickname. But if anybody's playing in the Asia region, if you want to try to find Siddharth in the game, and if you do find it, let us know. I think it'd be interesting if you can find him.
What's happening here?
I mean, by looking at the screen, you should be able to tell where he is. I don't know who this player is or what he's doing, but yeah, it seems like he's having fun.
All right. Do we want to address some of the questions that we see in the chat? Take a little maybe pause to talk with the chat. What do we have here? When are we getting our own den?
So I think we can answer a little bit about what are the big plans coming for the game in the future. So as you know, a few weeks ago, a month ago now, we made a communication about the delay for Faction War. Mm-hmm. We also made a communication about how we believe Faction War has a lot of potential as a new form of endgame that allows players to engage with the game repeatedly and for the long term. So that's why we decided to really refocus on Faction War. That's why we put a lot of other systems on hold for now, which includes land gameplay and the officer system. So that's definitely not coming with Season 3, and they're probably not coming with Season 4 either. As we focus really on Faction War and basically improving the gameplay loop of the game, right? So Faction War is coming in Season 3. Like I said earlier, you will have a dev blog coming out with a timeline on all the other addition we want to bring to Faction War, so you can have an idea on how it evolves. It's also something we really want to work on with the community. So once you discover Faction War for the first time, or once you read the dev blog, let us know what you think. Let us know how you see Faction Wars should evolve in the future, because we really want to make this feature evolved with the community. It also means currently we don't have plans to expand the map. So I know there was a few questions in the chat, like when are we getting a new region? So we don't have plans to expand the map at the moment. It's something we can do, of course, in the future, but it's not our priority. Same thing with pirate dens. It's also something we'd like to add to the game in the future, like for you to have your own pirate den where you can, decorate the way you want, maybe invite some of your friends. But this is quite a significant feature to develop, and it's not our top priority. Our top priority is really to continue to focus on naval gameplay and the core gameplay loop. So yeah, that's the focus for now.
Yep. And when it comes to Season 3, I think we did already mention the launch date, right, in the last stream.
Yes.
I think today we're announcing it across all our social media that it's October 1st. And actually, as a heads up, right after the next day after the launch date, we're having our next stream with Sam. I think you mean
October 21st, right?
Yes, what did I say?
October 1st.
Oh, sorry, October 1st.
Which is
already fast.
7 days ago.
October 21st, yes. Excuse me, that's my anxiety kicking in.
Yes, so 21st of October, Season 3 is launching. Like we said before, there'll be a manufacturing production boost for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So hopefully it will allow you to catch up on the time you missed due to the bug.
Yes. We've mentioned that the Faction War dev blog is coming soon, and as the Season 2 is ending soon, there's a little reminder that we want to do, right, Alexia, regarding the guild marks?
Yes. So about guild marks, I think it's something we communicated at the beginning of Season 2. And I think we repeated it last time, but I'm not sure. So just to make it clear and so make sure everybody's on the same page. So Guild Marks was introduced in Season 2 as our new seasonal currency, but it's meant to be the permanent seasonal currency, which means for those of you who've been playing for a long time, you know that every season, basically, we would introduce a new currency. And also based on feedback from the community that said basically that we were starting to have too many different currencies and it was getting a bit confusing which currency was still relevant or not. Sorry. So we've decided basically to stop this and focus on having only one currency forever. So guild marks are here to stay. You will continue to need guild marks in Season 3, in Season 4, and probably in Year 3. But that also means that at the end of the season, we will need to reset the guild marks you have in your inventory. So to make sure we don't take all of your progress, for those of you who've been playing the game a lot and accumulating a lot of guild marks, you'll have the option to convert your guild marks at the end of the season against silver. So I believe one guild mark will be worth 150 silver. So yeah, before the end of season, make sure you visit Blackwood and convert all your guild marks to silver. It's a nice way as well for you to accumulate silver in preparation for the next season. And then, you can start Season 3 the same level as everybody else, but you have a stock of silver, and then you can start farming for your guild marks again.
Yep, and another thing to keep an eye before the season ends is we're running the boosted event weekends. So I think we did run the 2 already this weekend. And one thing that we're running for the first time is the Smuggler Point booster events. So we're testing it currently, and I think the dates we're aiming for is October 10th to October 14th. And the final word will be on social media, so keep an eye on our social media pages. And then we also have a double guild marks weekend, which is scheduled currently for October 17th to October 19th. So definitely keep an eye on our social media and make sure to make use of these events.
And just so to jump back on what I was said now, because I see a few comments about it on the chat. Guild marks is the only thing that resets at the end of the season. So your manufactories, you keep them. The manufactory upgrade, you keep them. The helm tree is not going to reset. So guild marks is the only thing that resets at the end of the season. I think for those of you who've been there for a while, we've decided with the launch of Year 2 to not do a full seasonal reset anymore. So we understand a lot of players were getting frustrated that every season you have to reacquire your manufactories, re-upgrade your manufactories. So that's why we introduced a new helm tech tree, for example. And now you basically continue to progress as it is. So you won't lose your progress when it comes to Helm Empire. It's only the guild marks that resets.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And do we want to see what Siddhartha is doing?
I think he's going to try the Flying Dragon now. Are you still playing alone, Siddharth?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, again on the chat, if you happen to be playing in the Asia region and want to join in and try to help Siddharth to make sure he doesn't die. Do you feel like you're going to die, Siddharth, or you think you're going to be okay?
Probably not. Like, with the heliports coming back, I would tell people to try that with the frigate, and you won't die.
Okay. So are you using heliports now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
My secret to stay alive on the stream.
Yeah, we'll see today if you survive today's streams as well. All right. So I think before we move to a full Q&A session, there's one little spotlight thing that we wanted to do. Since this is casual streams, this is all about community, the recap of the past month. So we've been sharing actually increase of the videos and photos people share from their gameplay. And one thing that we've been seeing is the screenshots. And if we can show it, cue it, really, really nice, cool screenshots that we've seen across the community. I think it's done by a guy named Janie Crazy on Twitter. And actually we did repost some of the pictures, and this was the best performing asset we posted on Instagram this year. The assets are really, really, really cool. I'm loving it. I think some of it really can be used as wallpapers, actually.
I love this one.
Yeah, this one is really nice. And actually, other people are really engaging with this content as well. Actually, guys, if you have really, really cool assets, videos to share, don't forget to tag us, because we always love seeing them, and make sure other communities see that as well. This could be a really nice wallpapers, actually.
Mm-hmm. So actually, what's the best way for people to get your attention once they share screenshot? Is it like Reddit, Discord, social media?
I think Reddit definitely will be the top, because we can see it there. But also, if you tag us on Instagram and when you post it, and on Twitter, if you mention us, we also see it definitely. We're thinking about to create some hashtag for it to kind of unify it, I think. But we will update you guys later if we have any yet. And actually, as a heads up, there's one thing that I've learned recently is like we've been posting this kind of assets and asking you guys to share yours. And I realized when we ask you to share your pirate screenshots, we got a lot of answers. So we're thinking to do some maybe event in the future, actually as a community event. So keep an eye on this as well. We might have a little nice engagement with you guys.
Yes.
for Halloween. Yep, and I think we are kind of done with the mess of the talking points we
All
have
right.
for today. We are really fast.
Yeah. So no, so like we said at the beginning, this is a bit of a different format because
Yeah.
we don't have your favorite devs with us. So Samuel's not with us today, or Gabriel's not with us today. This is a purely community focused stream, right? So that's why the level of information maybe not as detailed as usual. But yeah, I see one question that's been coming back a few times on the chat about smuggler marks reset. As far as I know, there's no other resets than guild marks. So yeah, it's business as usual when it comes to smuggler pass. But obviously there will be a new smuggler pass with the new season. But yeah, maybe you can tell us a bit more about like what do you envision those community streams to look like in the future? Like what are your main, like if you were to plan the next community stream right away, what would you like to bring to the community?
To be honest, I really want to have more guests, but to have like a casual setting more. For example, we invite someone who works on concept art and we can dive deeper into how they come up with those ideas when drawing all these cosmetics, what are their inspirations. So maybe we could do streams. It actually depends a lot on what you guys want. Right? So if there's anything you want in particular, but it's mostly just to have time to, because I think being a community manager, we're always like, from my experience, I've been working for around like 6 years now. It's always like for the players, we're the devs. If the devs, we're the players, right? So we're always like in the middle. So I think through this, just bringing everyone together, because for the bigger deck stream is more about the questions, about the gameplay, the big questions, the big answers, right? But I think we can keep this as more casual, hang out with the community. Definitely. And maybe we can even invite some of the players in the future. Who knows?
That would be
That
cool.
would be really cool. Do you guys want to make it here?
I don't know if we can fly a player all the way to Singapore
stream.
just for the stream. But maybe there's a way we can, have some people join us online.
Yeah.
It's a discussion we've had with some of our insiders in the past, right? Like maybe they are the ones playing the game and asking questions and we try our best to answer. So yeah, as we want to do this on a more regular basis, obviously we can explore different formats and figure out the best way for us to have fun with the community and share the information that the community wants to have.
Yeah, and actually we've shared the dev diary, I think, last week, right? So basically what we are trying to do, because usually we talk with you guys when we have big news, right? It's either, sometimes it's good news, sometimes it's not as good news, right? But with the dev diary and with the scheduled streams, maybe it's also to keep you guys in the loop to, this is the direction we're taking, this is a progress we've made, this is what the team is talking about. So just to keep you in the loop, and so you can always see like what's the direction we're taking for the future.
We have a person in the chat saying they're from Malaysia. So yet Malaysia is not far, that's true. You could technically make your way to the studio if you want. But it also means that if you log into the game right now, there's a chance you might be on the same server as Siddharth, which means you could potentially find him and either help him or not decide to sink him. I don't know. So if you are in front of your computer right now, you have the option to log in Skull and Bones, try to find Siddharth. It'd be fun for you to be on the stream at the same time. How are you doing, Siddharth? Are you still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, you're tackling another sea monster now.
Yep. I won't die. I just won't kill it in time because I came late.
Sounds like excuses to me, but
Yes.
yeah.
Well, if there's somebody else around, we could kill it faster. But
Somebody in the chat saying, could you tell Siddharth that you can kill Zamaharibu with the frigate, mortars, and tops before he even gets to you?
oh, okay.
He's
I
not
will
telling you.
try.
He's not telling you how. He's just saying it's possible. So you have to figure it out by yourself.
Okay. I'm just playing this specific build so I don't die, so I don't have to hear from Alexi. So
I mean, no matter what, we'll keep reinviting you on the next stream. So it's not like you lose anything if you die.
no, I want to upgrade to a camera. So let's see. I'm trying to earn my points.
Yes. Like every time you do a successful stream without dying, you get an additional piece of equipment.
Yep.
Okay, if it's a mic and then the camera, what would be the next one?
Yeah, and then after the camera, it'll be like, I don't know, maybe a hat that you can wear on the stream. The goal basically is about like within the next year for you to be fully dressed as a pirate when you play next time.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. It can happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Actually, I think talking about the guest as players, I'm not sure there was a cosplayer who's in Singapore, right?
Yes.
I think
Ruby, yes.
Ruby. Yeah.
Ruby, who's possibly, if on top of my head, she's probably the longest serving member of our community. So she's been with us since probably even before me. I think 2017, 2018. So I think she was part of the community before I even joined Ubisoft Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's been 7, 8 years now. She's with us. So
Actually, like
Ruby, if you're in there, hi.
shout out to Ruby. Like most of our like keepers, they're also been pretty long with us, right?
Yeah. So that's okay. So for those who are not familiar with the keepers, maybe we can talk about this a little bit more.
Yep.
So hopefully everybody knows that we have what we call the Insider Program. So the Insider Program essentially is a program where we invite people who are very active in the game or very active members of the community to play early versions of the build. So for example, Season 3 that's coming in a couple of weeks, they had a chance to play a version of Season 3, I think it was like almost a month ago now. So obviously it's a work in progress build. A lot of things are still not very polished, not working properly, but it allows us basically to interact with them and to see how they respond to the new content, the new features and stuff like that. And as much as possible, it allows us to identify room for improvement and make adjustments before we launch the build. Now, within the group of Insider Program members, which involves several thousand of people, we also identify those who are the most constructive, the most helpful, who create content, who help other people, basically people who are just going beyond what we expect of them for the community. And we try to form a smaller group where we can have more regular interactions with them. So those people we call the keepers of the code. You might know some of them, like Deathwish is one, Lily White is one, Ruby that we just mentioned is one. So they're all very active members of the community. They are also the people who manage and admin the subreddit, the Discord channel. So yeah, all in all, very awesome members of the community who help us a great deal. And I forgot where I was going with that. So we've had people who've been part of this Keepers of the Code group since several years. So it all started in 2017. So Ruby was one of them then. And then we've recruited people throughout the year before the launch to test the game before launch. And then with every season, we do at least 1 or 2 Insider Program phases. And we try to interact with them. So we have regular conversations with them about what are the pain points for the community, what are the things that they want us to focus on. And we try as much as possible to also give them a bit of information about like why we can't always fix everything all at once and how we try to prioritize things based on what they tell us, but also what the community as a whole wants, what we see on Reddit, what we see on social media. So it's a very cool program for me, at least for the production team in general, because it allows us to have this exchange with the community on a smaller scale. And it helps us a great deal.
Yeah, and every time I think when we like have this join Insider Program, a lot of people are asking why cannot we join if we have a console, if we play on PS5, like what's the main blocker that we cannot?
Yeah, so honestly, that's something I wish we could easily solve because I know a lot of you play on PS5 or Xbox, and I know a lot of super active players. I don't know, thousands of hours, but they play on console. The problem with the Insider Program is because it's a work in progress build, it's not a final build. Deploying it on Ubisoft Connect is fairly easy for us because it's our platform, so we can do pretty much whatever we want. But rolling it out on PlayStation or Xbox is a bit more complicated because we need to go through the submission process, which takes time. So doing that will basically delay everything, and then it will reduce the amount of time we have to analyze the feedback and do changes in the game. So our time window between the Insider Program and the time we get the feedback to the actual release of the game is pretty short. I know from a player perspective it can feel quite long because it's several weeks, but on the production side we need we need to analyze the feedback, then prioritize what we can do, then find a solution, then work on those solutions, then implement those solutions, and then test them to make sure that they work. So that's quite a lot of steps that we need to take. So the less time we have between the end of the Insider Program and the launch, the less things we can fix before the launch. So it's not that we don't want to. We would love to be able to just open the gates to everybody, but it's not as easy as this, unfortunately, and it's not all within our control. So maybe one day we'll find a better format to just roll out a build earlier and have people on console join us as well. But right now it's a bit complicated.
Yeah. So hopefully in the future, but actually talking about that for players, it might sound like it's a long time, right? 2 months before, like after the insider program and before the
Yes.
launch. Actually, I think also one of the things that we did this for this season is changing the number of comp ports, right? And as I know, like for example, for players, it's like increasing it from 4 to 5. But if you talk with the devs, like it's reworking the whole 3D model, like improving it again, and then doing it in a very tight schedule again. So even just a little thing, as you would think, it takes a lot of time and effort from the prod side. So yeah, definitely, that makes sense. Alrighty. What other questions do we have? I see one player keep asking about Formula One though.
Yeah,
It's not really about the game.
It was Formula One this weekend in Singapore. I think that's what he means. I did not watch Formula One. Did you watch Formula One, Siddharth?
No.
No, were you too busy playing Skull and Bones?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I went there actually.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I have my favorite team that I would root for.
I only know that Foo Fighters were playing, but I didn't pay attention to anything else.
It was a lot of people. I think like 300,000 people.
Yes.
All right.
Question about overflow. So I believe overflow is a question about balancing in general. So we have quite a few things that we want to look at when it comes to balancing. We've identified topic that we should look at in priority. But all truth to be told, it's part of a bigger conversation about balancing in general. So there's a lot of things going on at the moment which I can't really talk about yet because it's still in discussion. But there's a lot of discussions about balancing in the game in general and how do we make each different play style and different loadouts really shine in the game. As you know, we're adding ships with every new season. We're adding new equipment with every new season. So yeah, we've been looking at everything we've been adding to the game for the past year and a half. And there are discussions about how we want to move forward with this, which hopefully we'll be able to share a bit closer towards the end of the year, maybe early next year. But at the moment, it's still too early for me to tell you where we're going because we haven't fully decided yet.
All right. What other questions? I think this is the moment when you guys can ask questions. Maybe we cannot answer to all of this because we don't have really devs here
We can ask Siddharth for those we don't know.
Oh my god.
So Siddharth, what's the best weapon in the game?
Spear on the Dow.
The spear on the Dow. Okay, of course. Are you reading the chat?
No.
Because that's exactly what people said on the chat.
I am, but it's definitely.
Oh, are you the one who's chatting at the same time as you're playing? How do you do that? Oh, somebody's asking about the regattas. I don't know if you're aware of the regattas, because that was before your time. So in year one, we had those special events, which was like the Dragon Regatta, the Mooncake Festival Regatta, which essentially was like some form of racing around the game.
Oh.
And I think the reception to those events was quite mixed. I think a lot of people enjoyed the concept, the ideas, and they thought, okay, it was something different to do in the game, and it's fun. But it's also an activity that kind of raised another issue that some players face in the game is like how to really take advantage of the wind. Because same thing, like if you're doing a race and you end up facing the wind all the time, it will make you go slower, so it's more difficult. So I think that's why we haven't done any new regatta in a long time, because we wanted to like kind of make sure when we bring back regattas, players feel like they have more control over the wind. So I don't think there's any plans to bring regattas back anytime soon, but it's not something we completely forgot. So we want to make sure that when we bring it back, it's better than it was before, essentially.
And I see there are questions about
Grand combat in season 3. So we talked about it a little bit. I mean, quite a bit actually. We've been talking about it for the last couple of streams. We had a couple of dev blog articles coming on the website. So for land combat, it is something that we initially wanted to bring out in season 3. But like I said before, we changed our focus to focus 100% on faction wars first. So we're currently not working on land combat at the moment. So it's put on hold for now because we want to make sure we bring more depth and more quality gameplay to the game for the core gameplay loop. So naval combat focus, essentially. So there's no new information about land combat. It's not happening at the moment. So definitely not for season 3, probably not for season 4.
Yep. But do we have anything about Kraken? Is there anything we can share?
So what I can say is that almost every week now there's a PlayStation happening internally about the Kraken. I've heard some really cool stuff about how it's going. It's meant to be some quite epic fight. Have you played it, Siddharth?
Yeah, I did. It's really nice.
It's really nice.
I did enjoy it. It's very nice visually as well.
I haven't played it yet. I might try to play it this week.
Okay, we can discuss after this.
Yeah. So the Kraken is definitely happening. But it's the same thing. We want to make it happen as soon as possible, but we want to make it happen in the best condition. We don't want, I think the Kraken, because it's such a mythical beast, it deserves a lot of focus and a lot of work to make it shine and make sure it's the king of all sea monsters kind of. But yeah, the Kraken is coming. When? We don't know yet.
And actually, I think in season 3, you guys will have some sneak peeks of it because from what I've seen, there will be dead sea monster bodies on the...
Yes.
You can find them. It's a little Easter egg.
Yes. So it will give you an idea of the the narrative background behind the Kraken. So yeah, it's quite cool.
Yep. Okay. What are the questions do we have in the chat? A lot of talks about the pirate customization that I see.
Do we want to show them again? Because I think we went pretty fast. I feel like we should
the
show
cosmetics,
the
right?
cosmetics again.
Yes, that would be really cool. If we can cue them again. Yep. Which is your favorite, guys, in the chat? I forgot the names of this cosmetics, though. Well, this is really cool, though.
Yeah. I love this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one looks cool as well. I think we did share some 3 in the dev diary as well. So I think you now have the idea of most of the cosmetics that are coming in season 3.
Yeah, and the same thing. I think it's always good for us to know, like I think you mentioned it before. In year 2, we changed a bit of the art direction for our cosmetics to go more gritty and dark pirate vibe. And some people say, okay, we like this, but we also would like something a bit less dark. And we don't want all cosmetics to always be dark and gritty.
Yeah.
But if there's anything specific, if there's any kind of inspiration you'd like us to look at for cosmetics, any famous pirate that you think looks cool that you would like us to potentially work on and implement to the game, or maybe if it's not directly related to piracy, but a cool character from another universe, as long as it fits the theme of the game, right? Feel free to let us know. How would you like your pirate to look like? Do you want bigger beards or longer beards, or more female cosmetics, or whatever, more tattoos, whatever you want. I think our art team is very open to suggestions.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they're quite talented. You can basically just give them a simple idea and they'll run with it and do something amazing. So.
Yep. Actually, there's one heads up regarding the drops that I want to make. Is that this is the last time we're having the can we call it an old set?
I mean, I guess if you want to call me old, go ahead.
Yeah, but starting the season 3 drops, we're gonna have some new sets of the drops. So this is also gonna be a little bit of a game. So every time you watch our stream, every time you can unlock a new drop. Some of it really look really cool. So we can give you guys heads up on our social media as well. So make sure to tune in for our next stream so you can get the new drop.
So any tease on what the next drops might be?
It's going to be an emblem, the next one. Yep. It's going to be a mix of actually the fireworks and then the emblem. So you'll still be able to get the fireworks. There's no FOMO. But
yeah. And I guess same thing as well. If there were any emblems or fireworks or anything we gave out in the past as a drop, and that hasn't come back since, and you feel like you want another chance to get it, let us know, because these are items we can potentially reactivate whenever we want. Mm-hmm. So we're happy to give out as much as we can, basically.
Definitely. And actually the team is very open about it. They're really asking us, is there any other Twitch drops you want to run? So if there's anything you guys are willing to have, let us know. The question is, when is the next time? It's going to be October 22nd for now. So the next day after the October 22nd here in Singapore, but for some it's still October 21st evening. Yep.
There's a question about adding the British Empire as a faction. I'm wondering if I should say anything. What do you think, Siddharth?
No.
No?
I mean, no.
No comment?
No comment. Yes.
I want to kind of say something though.
Sure. Go ahead.
I mean, okay, I'm not going to say we are working on adding the British Empire anytime soon, but I am going to say that we are working on faction war without further details.
Good. It's a good answer.
So yeah, just to repeat what I said before, faction war, like the name entails, is something we want to keep working on, and it will evolve through the many seasons. At the start, it will be the Dutch versus the French. But as you know, we have other factions in the game. We have other pirate lords. We have a lot of options basically. And if you remember playing the game, like the first time you played the game in the intro, you were actually fighting ships that belonged to the British Empire. So it's not completely impossible for us to add the British Empire in the future. It's just a question of like, does it make sense with the game? Does it make sense with the faction war? Is there enough space in the world for another faction, etc., etc.? So there's a lot of questions we need to answer before we decide, yeah, okay, let's add another faction. And maybe it makes more sense to first involve other factions that are already in the game in the faction world before you add another major mega corporation, basically.
Yep.
Sea People versus Farah, for example. Yes. So yeah, we want faction war to be a big thing and something that continues to evolve. So yeah, we're very excited about launching it, because when it's launched, then that's the time where we go, okay, how does the community respond to it? We know it won't be like the perfect version at launch. We hope that the foundations that we decided to take more time to polish will help you understand like what we're trying to build with faction war. We hope that you appreciate the foundations, and then it helps you think, okay, based on what we have with the game, with faction war in the game at the moment, this is what I would like faction war to become in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. So yeah, we're very excited about the evolution of faction war throughout the next seasons.
Yeah, and actually we will touch on this a little bit in our next developer, the dev block. We're gonna present you a little bit of roadmap, how we see the faction war evolution in no particular order, but just give you an idea, our vision for it.
Yes.
Someone says Alexis in all caps.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a question. Yes, that is my name, correct.
I wonder if he was asking questions before and then we missed it.
Ask for help.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Map expansions.
Will
I think we
COVID
did
be
kind of
a
answer.
DPS? That's a good question. Do you know the answer, Siddharth? I think you know. I think I know, but I don't want to say anything wrong, so.
No comment.
Well, I think we kind of mentioned it during one of our last streams, right?
Yes.
Did we?
I believe the plan is to have it as a hybrid DPS / support. But I'm not 100% sure it's final. I'm not 100% sure it's correct either. So I will have to look up on that. But yeah, we're still quite far from the release of the Corvette in Season 4. And same thing, if you have like something what would you like the Corvette to be, basically? Would you like it to be a DPS? Would you like it to be a tank or support? Yeah, how do you want to play with the Corvette?
There's a question. I guess the question is there any plans of reward for winning the leaderboard as an emblem?
That is a good question. I have no information on this.
Yeah, but we can definitely note it down.
But no, what I can say is that leaderboard has been an ongoing discussion as well. For people who've been with us since launch, you remember the first version of the leaderboard was based on pieces of 8. So how many pieces of 8 you accumulate through a season. Then it would reset every season. Obviously, with the fact that we're not doing a seasonal reset anymore and we're not resetting a piece of 8, that leaderboard was not working anymore. So that's why we switched to an infamy-based leaderboard. I believe there's more we can do with leaderboards in the future, and that's something I would like to continue looking into with the team. It's not our top priority, obviously, but yeah, same thing. If you have any suggestion on what would you like the leaderboards to be moving forward, for example, would you like to have a leaderboard that's more focused on in-game achievement, like how fast you complete every world event, or whatever, you name it. I think leaderboards can be an interesting way to kind of add an additional layer of competition between players without necessarily being direct PvP, right?
Oh, the question from the guy was, Do you have any advice for me for the next season?
Uh,
That's an interesting question.
I don't know.
What?
Depends on what you want to do. Be ready for faction war is what I can say. Like, make sure you have a lot of friends, and make sure all your friends join your faction, so you can make sure your faction wins. That's what I would recommend. No, I don't know. It's Siddharth. Do you have any advice for next season? Because you're probably the one who played season 3 most in this room.
Without giving too much away, item ascension is coming, so like farm stuff for that.
Yes.
I think it's safe enough to assume that whatever the source of your armor was, it's probably going to require that to upgrade, right?
Yes.
So stack up on those things, stack up on your resources, parts, silver, and spend your guild marks.
Spend your guild marks, yes. So spend your guild marks to get a lot of silver, accumulate resources and ascension kits for item ascension, get ready with your poison weapons, I guess, if you want to play the Sloop of War. And yeah, gather your friends, tell them to come back if they took a break from the game to help you with the faction war, and all the best depending on which side you take. Also, maybe that's the advice I should give, sorry. Yeah, you should definitely side with the French. That's my advice.
Actually, we've been writing some polls on social media, and I would expect that people would choose French mostly, like the Company Royale, but actually DMC is kind of like...
So here's what I think is happening. I think most people will choose French, but are scared of admitting it publicly.
Oh,
yes. I think that's the French way. Like, you're proud to be French, but not proud enough to scream it to the world.
Okay, what about the chat? Are we going French or DMC? Well, you see, the first answer is DMC.
Yeah, because they don't want to admit it publicly, but in-game it'd be different. I mean, on one hand, you have the Hubeck twins. On the other hand, you have Vanderkill. Who do you prefer? It's that simple, really.
And they both a little bit psycho, though, from reading the narrative. Yeah, but I would expect, because there's like kind of Vanderkill is not really, how do we put it?
He's not as present in the game compared to the Hubeck twins. So Hubeck twins, obviously being pirate lords, they have their own narrative behind it, cutscenes. Vanderkill is a bit more like in the background, in the shadows. So maybe it's a character I think we'll probably develop further in the future. But yeah.
The question was, when is the next large ship? When is the next large ship coming out?
So the next one is season 4 with a Corvette. And then we have a couple more coming in year 3. But I don't think it's completely locked and decided which ones are coming first. So we'll probably be able to talk a bit more about what's coming in year 3. If not by the end of this year, maybe early next year. But there's quite some cool stuff that are coming.
Oh, right. What else do we have? Are we getting custom nameplates? Actually, this is the question that I've seen multiple times. Right?
Yes. Honestly, I don't think it's a top priority on the list. I'm not even sure how easy it is to get done at the moment. It's something I will need to look into. Maybe an idea for our team to look into.
Would it be possible to implement the idea of pet following you?
Yes, I think that question came out in the last stream as well. I think it was Deathwish actually who suggested it or mentioned it, but I'm sure it's been mentioned by other people as well. So same thing, I think it's a very cool feature, but like I said at the beginning, our primary focus is really to continue focusing on naval gameplay and the core gameplay loop. So these are all nice additions that we'd like to add, but definitely not on top of the list when it comes to priority. Anything you can share about Mythique La Peste? What can I share about Mythique La Peste? I know there's been some adjustments made to Mythique La Peste since our last insider program to make the fight more challenging. But what else can I say about that? It's supposed to be challenging. I hope it's going to be challenging.
Yeah, and from what I know, by fighting him, you can get the weapons that are poisonous.
Yes.
Yep. Are we getting any more small ships?
It's not planned at the moment. I think when it comes to ships, it's always the same question, right? Whether it's a medium or large ship or a small ship. Like we want to add ships to the game that appeal to players, right? So just adding a small ship, if nobody's going to play it, makes no real sense. So if there's a valid reason for you to go back to your small ship and play that ship, then it makes sense for us to add a new small ship. So it comes with like additional content that we need to add to the game. If one day we decide to refocus on the purpose of small ships, then maybe we'll add another small ship. But at the moment, I don't think it's planned.
Mm-hmm. It's funny how before everyone was like, when is the large ships? And now questions, what about the small ships?
And nobody's asking about extra large ships yet, so it's fine.
It's a good sign. Alrighty. I think we're almost kind of like, how long we have? We have around,
Yeah.
we're
Pretty much there.
we're pretty much there. I think this is really, really new format for you guys and for us as well. So this is very testing phase for us, as I would say. So how you guys like it? Is this something you want to see in the future? How you guys want to see it evolve? What kind of guests you want to see here? To keep it casual, to keep it chill? Of course, we cannot answer to all of your questions regarding the features that are coming. But yeah, I think it's a nice. It was a nice stream for me. It was the first time. I was a little nervous in the beginning, but I think by the end I kind of like feel more calm.
Yeah, so maybe to kind of repeat what we said at the beginning for those of you who might have missed it. So this stream is a bit of a different than the streams we did in the past. It looks similar in terms of like format. We still have Siddharth in the back. We're still trying to answer the questions as much as possible. But the goal of these streams is more like to give more focus on the community itself. So highlight some of the content you create, maybe bring some members of the community on the streams in the future, and also give you more in-depth overview of what the devs are working on. So this one is the first one. It's also the first one we introduced Asia. So you're going to be seeing Asia more in the future. But we want to talk more about like how the game is made. So if there's any topic in particular that you're really interested in, like, I don't know, how do we create ships? How do we create cosmetics? How do we create the narrative? How do we, you name it, like whatever topic you're really interested in, let us know, and then we can try in the future to bring like the designers and the devs who are the experts on these topics and basically have them show you the creation process behind the game. So for now, it's still kind of a hybrid community focus / Q&A. But moving forward, I think it'll be more focused on like what are the devs working on and specific topics.
Definitely.
It doesn't mean we're not going to do dev streams anymore. We're still going to do dev streams where we bring devs and we try to answer your questions, especially after each update, right? Usually when we launch an update, it brings a ton of feedback, a ton of new questions, and that's when we do those dev streams to kind of address all your feedback. But yeah, you can expect more streams in the future and different formats where we can highlight more things that are happening in the background. Yep.
All right. I think we're about to end the stream.
Yes. Is Siddharth still alive though?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Good job. So I guess you get the camera next time.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you, Asia, for your first live stream.
Thank you guys for having me here.
And thank you, Siddharth, for not dying.
Thank you.
How do you feel? How do you feel about having a microphone?
It's okay.
All right. I think this is it. Thank you, everyone. Hope everybody managed to get the drops, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye.